1212, I go by the name of DJ What, and you're now listening to the original Jeek podcast. Let's go!
Ready to make an entrance, so backward cut. Come on, cut for me.
Oh yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, speed up.
Fresh.
Making me itch.
What up, Jeeks? My name is ROCKINMRMAGIC, and he is
UNIQDNA.
Welcome to the original Jeek podcast. UNIQDNA, my man. What's up?
What's up? What's up? How's your week been? How's it going?
My week is going yabba dabba dooley like every other day. Here in COVID layoff land, just out here trying to make new dope content for all them Jeeks out there. What about you, my friend?
Same. Same. Yeah.
Facts.
I mean, the only thing that's really different for me is with the photography stuff, I've been getting a lot of inquiries, so that's cool. Keeping me busy.
Yeah, shoot your shots. You can shoot them shots.
Hey man, anything to stay off unemployment.
Yo, yeah, it ain't no picnic out here, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Shoot. But enough of the dreary no work stuff. We got some stuff to talk about, y'all. So we're going to jump right into it with our general What Are You PWC? What you been playing, UNIQDNA?
I've been playing. What have I been playing? Among Us, because it's on the phone and why not? Also, I still have never been an imposter, which is weird.
Wow.
I play I don't know how many games, and I've still never been an imposter. I don't know what it is, but everybody accuses me of being an imposter. Probably because
you keep wearing red. It's the red.
Yeah, and then even when I don't get red, I got the red hat, so I don't know. Probably a bad idea to wear a red hat. I've also been playing Valkyria Chronicles 4 on the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a little, mindless fun. And every once in a while I'll jump on No Man's Sky when I got a chance. Because you got me back into it now.
That's what I do. I take credit for that. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What about you?
About me. Oh, snap. Well,
besides D&D.
Well, yeah.
D&D.
Yeah. I had just played that before we started recording. So my weekly D&D game. My continual Destiny grind. Jumping in and out of No Man's Sky. And I didn't press play yet, but while I was on one of Love Thy Nerds Destiny 2 streams, and I was talking while we were playing, and I was discussing my backlog. So I was like, you know what? I really need to start playing some of these games. So I got it queued up, but I haven't pressed play yet. Although I'm going to, and I might stream it. I don't know yet, but I'm going to start Detroit Becoming Human.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I haven't played that yet either.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I heard this game is really good, but I heard it's only like 30 hours or shorter. So I heard it's not a very long game. So I was like, okay, this is one I can get out of my backlog and not be too time consuming of a game. So
yeah, it looked like a good game. I think I have it actually, which is sad. I don't even know if I have it or not, but pretty sure I do. Wasn't it free?
It was a PS. It was a PS Plus game. Several months ago, so you should have it.
Yeah, so I definitely should probably get on that at some point.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That's another one. Yeah, I'm speaking of press and play. I finally pressed play on God of War.
Which one? 3? The newest one.
The last one that.
Oh, the newest one. Okay.
Yeah, I bought it on sale and just never played it. but everybody was telling me it was amazing. But at the time, I just didn't have the time. So I was like, I don't have anything to do right now. I finally jumped in and started playing it. I got maybe 2 hours in.
Okay.
But yeah, I like it so far. I mean, it's God of War. In my opinion, it's not any different from the other three.
Mm-hmm.
So far, obviously the improved graphics and
I heard you can't jump in this one though.
From what I can tell, no, it doesn't seem like it. It's more like, I don't know. It's more like action adventure style, but yeah, now that you mention it, I don't think you can jump. Wait, can you? No, it's like everything is like push button actions. Mm-hmm. It's like you walk up to a ledge and like press square or whatever, or like you walk up to a rope and like press circle. But yeah, now that you say that, yeah, I don't remember any jumping.
Because I heard the now I've never played God of War, so but I've heard the combat was very different, especially with the lack of jumping. And it's not, I don't want to say it's QTE action, but it's kind of similar.
It has a little bit of that, like the blocking parry system is kind of, counterattack system is kind of QTE, but for the most part, all the God of Wars are basically button mashers. Mm-hmm. But this one is a little less button mashery, but it's still there. From what I've seen,
strategic button mashery.
Yeah, it's a little more strategic. It's more like, you got your power hit, your power attacks, and your regular quick attacks, and then you got your parry and counter attack. But yeah, I really don't see what the hype was all about. I know I'm getting a lot of hate on the.
It's changed, and after 3 games, feedback. People are gonna hate because it's different.
But I don't really see, like, everybody. I remember when it first came out, everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta get God of War, you gotta get God of War," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll get it eventually." But they're like, "No, it's amazing. It's the best game ever." Like, that was kind of like the commentary, and
of course,
yeah, I don't really see, like, I'm kind of glad I didn't rush to get it.
Or pay full price for it.
Right, exactly. Because I'm like, it's not all that different from the other ones. Graphic wise, yes, I can see the stories more fleshed out so far, but the cinematic sequences and all that stuff. But I mean, that's what happens when you go from, what was it, PS2 to PS3. I mean, PS3 to PS4. You should expect that.
Yeah.
Everything will be improved. If it's not, then it's a crappy game to begin with. So
exactly.
Yeah, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate, but I don't care because oh well, it's like a 2-year-old game anyway.
Yeah, for real. Like they gave
get over it, people.
Yeah, come on. Let's be real with this.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, we want to hear what you think about what Dine said about God of War, but we also want to hear about what Jeek activities you are getting into. We had a really interesting post in the community, trying to get some Apex playing. So continue to post, inquire of your fellow Jeeks and what they got going on, and continue the community. If you are not a member of the Jeek Nation Facebook community or our Discord, what are you waiting for? Yeah. Join in the fun. Request, agree to our rules, and just not be a jerk, and you are in and having a good time. And if it's really cool, we notice it, you may hear us mention it on the show.
Right. Exactly. So we are going to move on to our quick hits section of the show. The first quick hit of this episode is congratulations to your WNBA champion Seattle Storm and your NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers for winning their respective bubble finals. And the winners are only the Lakers and the Storm, because the losers are us fans who have to deal with yet another offseason
of people whining or complaining about Jordan versus Bron and blah, 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 blah.
And Kobe.
And Kobe's fans are like, what about Kobe? And old heads are like me are like, y'all just forgot about Kareem. And it's just a hot mess.
And now you're going to get a lot of hate.
I get the hate anyway. I live for the hate. I'm the Bill Lambier of everything. Like, bring the hate on. I'll wear the black hat. It's okay. I'm here for it. Bron ain't better than Cap. I said it. He's not.
Wait till the group hears about this one.
He's not.
Wait till the group hears about this one.
No, and the only reason why Jordan's better than Cap is that he peaked in the NBA, and Cap had some struggles in the NBA. But that's the only reason why Jordan's above Kareem, because he peaked at the highest level you can peak at. Bron ain't better than Cap. It's what it is.
I'm gonna reserve my comments. I already got enough hate for today.
Hey, I said what I said.
I'm gonna reserve my comments for
less titles,
time.
less MVPs, less points. You know, we'll see how it goes. No disrespect to Bron, but he's not better than Cap. And yeah. Anyway, but the winners are also the NBA. The NBA set digital media records during this restart. Check these numbers out. 6.9 billion views on social channels, 2.6 billion video views on IG, 1 billion video views during the finals across all platforms, 321 million YouTube views during the playoffs, and 61 million YouTube views during the finals.
Wow. Impressive.
And they said that people weren't going to watch.
You know what's funny about that is that I remember seeing, I guess it was around game 2. They were like, I know mainstream media, another one of those 2020 terms I hate, but whatever. They were like that the viewership was down. It was at record lows for NBA finals. And looking at these numbers, that does not seem like, I guess maybe network TV.
Yeah,
maybe.
They are correct in that television viewership is down. But television viewership is down, period.
Yeah.
Watching it on regular TV, watching it on ABC or whatever your cable network provides, that's down across the board for everything.
Right.
None of those numbers are going to be the same because people are viewing differently now. People are watching on. I mean, the finals was sponsored by YouTube TV, for goodness sake. Like, come on. Like, all that viewing is down. And obviously these numbers take longer to come in than your traditional TV viewership. So, yes, it's the lowest rated finals, partially because everyone's consuming this media differently. Two,
it's all online.
Yeah, it's a pandemic. And 3, it was competing against the NFL and Major League Baseball.
Which is...
And hockey.
Yeah.
You know, the hockey season was having their Stanley Cup finals during the NBA playoffs. Baseball was leading up into their playoffs and starting it. And the football season was on. Generally, it's the only game in town because it's having the finals in June. And hockey has its finals generally a little bit before that, but it's usually the only thing it's competing against is itself. This is the first time I can remember where all 4 major sports were going to be on at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think this happened in
It really doesn't happen.
If ever.
I mean, there are times where baseball isn't having the World Series in October. And the NBA is just about to start or just started, and hockey's just about to start, and football, is in week, 3 or 4, something like that. That happens, but to be, early season for football and end of season for hockey, baseball, and basketball, that's never happened, to my knowledge. So this was definitely a really unique situation, and the NBA's viewership online insane numbers.
That is insane. That's. I mean, it's just unprecedented as far as I know.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody else is pulling those type of numbers.
No one's putting up those numbers. No, hockey ain't put those numbers up. Baseball's not putting those numbers up. Football may come close, but it's still the regular
season. Have a whole lot of online platforms.
No, I mean, well, you can get the Thursday night games. I think are all included in Prime. I think you can watch each Thursday night game on Prime.
Yes,
and then, but I think that's it.
Right,
or maybe whatever Hulu.
I know they're not putting anything on YouTube. I haven't seen anything on YouTube, or YouTube TV.
I don't think NFL has a YouTube TV, but I think they. I don't know if they have a Hulu Live Sports. I think they do because Tom Brady's on their Hulu Live Sports.
They have Hulu Live Sports. Only reason why I know is because I remember we were trying to get the Super Bowl on Hulu, and we thought it was like you had to pay for the extra package.
Yeah,
like like they kept saying they were advertising it. I think it was the first year that they did it a couple years ago, and they kept advertising the Super Bowl on Hulu. And then I was like, okay, cool. I can watch the Super Bowl on Hulu. And then we were trying to get it. And it was like, yeah, pay this $30 for the live TV package or whatever. And we were like, no. And we ended up, I think we ended up just taking the money and buying one of those over the air antennas and just doing it that way.
There you go.
But, because, that was like, you can get those for like $10 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Versus $30.
$30 a Hulu for that
a month, and I think it was a month too. It wasn't even like it was a one-time fee.
Yeah, it's a monthly thing.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they have, as part of that package, they have live sports, but also I'm sure a lot of people aren't paying that because they're like, I already pay you $10 a month or whatever it is for Hulu. Unless you got the Disney Plus package,
but if they're paying for the no commercials, they're paying even more.
Right. So yeah, I'm sure that there's not a lot of people paying for that.
Wouldn't be me.
Yeah, me either.
I should say.
There's a reason why I cut cable, and it wasn't to pay more money on streaming services. Because you start adding all these things up, you might as well just have cable.
It's getting close. Like, it is getting close.
Yeah, especially once you add in like the cost of internet and everything. Because it's not like you can just get basic internet anymore. Because you need faster internet for better streaming.
Yep.
So
and if you get a house with the average family, let's say mom, dad, and 2.5 kids. Everyone's got a device, and sometimes, you've got a phone, you've got a tablet and a computer, and let's say each adult has 2 devices, and each child has one that's connected to that router. You need good internet for your internet, for your internet speed. You don't want to overwhelm the router. So yeah.
I mean, my kids aren't even old enough for devices yet, and I think I got like 18. That might be more. Because we got all the smart stuff. We got the tablets.
Oh, so you've got your
the phones. We got the computers.
Don't you have the smart thermometer or whatever?
We got the smart thermometer. We got the smart lights, the Hue lights. We got just all this devices connected. We got the video doorbell.
Yeah, you got your doorbell too. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, once you add all that in there, I'm up to like, I don't know, I'm probably like 20 devices in, and the kids aren't even grown yet. So
yeah, exactly. They ain't even old. Yeah, and I just got too many people with too many devices.
Even the printer's on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate. My printer is hardwired. Thank God. That's one thing. And my PS4 is hardwired now because of the strain on the Wi-Fi.
My PS4 needs to be hardwired. I need to work on that. Maybe I'll do that this week. But yeah.
Speaking of PlayStations or just gaming in general, we got some NBA related gaming news from NBA 21, which has not gotten the best rap so far since it's released, and now it's even worse. So this next-gen price game, mind you, which is a $70 buy-in point, is also going to have unskippable advertisements within the game that were not there initially at launch. And it's unclear when 2K made the decision to incorporate these unskippable ads. How do you feel, UNIQDNA, about a game that's pretty much the same thing as last year's version, charging $10 more to throw you ads that you cannot skip?
This, among other things, is the reason why I stopped buying sports games. Like, I haven't bought 2K. What was the last 2K I bought? I did get 2K19, but that's because it was on sale. But I haven't paid full price for a 2K game, and it's been a while. And like I've said multiple times, I haven't bought Madden since like 2011, I think. Something like that. No, it might have been before then, because I think 2011 was the one that I got for free. So yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like you said, it's the same. It's essentially the same games. They just add little things here and there, little incremental upgrades.
I can't call them upgrades. I'll call them slight updates. Like 2K Studios has got to be the laziest major producer out there, development studio out there. They are so.
Don't forget about EA Sports.
Yeah, but at least EA, they've got more work to do. At least, like, 2K ain't making no soccer games and stuff too. They ain't making a hockey game. Like, all you've got to do is make a basketball game and make a wrestling game. Like, that's it. You really ain't overworked, and you can't seem to do either of those with any type of decency.
Yeah, which is disappointing because we all know. We remember where 2K was the new game in town, and it was the best, and they gave it was all about the fans. But now,
hey, I thought about it after I saw this. The last 2K that I actually bought was 2K1 on the Dreamcast, because I've always been live over 2K, so I really wasn't buying 2K. And I have 2K16 and I have 2K20, but that's only because they were free on PS Plus. Mm-hmm. And if they weren't free, I wouldn't have them. Mm-hmm. And when I go to play, I look at it and I'm like, I just have more fun on live, and so I'll and I don't even play that much, but I only have 2K because they gave it to me. Only reason why I can't stand hearing friend or freak is because they gave it to me for free. Worst storyline ever. Just put it out there, Spike. I love you. You did great work in the 80s and 90s, but that story was trash. Terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't bought one in a while, but yeah, I'm not. I mean, they're only hurting themselves at the end of the day.
The review score for NBA 2K21 is 0.9.
But you know what? People are still gonna buy it. It's like Madden. It's like the iPhone. You keep giving people the same stuff, but they keep buying it. And
I don't see I can understand why people still see intrinsic value in iPhones or Galaxies that are pretty much the same thing with a couple differences. But when it's only software, at least those phones give you some hardware differences that are significant.
That's fair, right?
But when it's just software, and your software differences probably amounts to a whole 2 gigs. Yeah, I'm not with that. And then you're throwing ads on top of it, and probably ads for things I don't even want to see, and things I'm not going to buy. I'm not going to buy a Manscaper. I'm not going to buy Blue Chew. That's on every male-related thing out there right now. I'm not going to buy Dr. Squatch natural soaps That's another one I keep seeing. And I'm not going to download the stupid mobile app, Best Fiends or whatever, or Gardenscapes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to download those either. I see them every other mobile ad. Like, it's not happening.
But now I'm looking, so apparently this is in 2K20 too.
Well, I've only played that once, so it probably wasn't on long enough to notice.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the article, and it says it was from. It has it in 2K20, but I guess they added in a feature you can turn it off. But I guess 2K21 you won't be able to turn it off.
Oh, that's lovely.
But yeah, I'm not interested.
Middle of
Like I said,
halftime, you're up by 10. You're going into halftime. You're feeling good. All of a sudden, you get an ad for Old Spice, and it's like, bro, I didn't come here. I didn't turn on my game to see an ad for Old Spice.
Yeah, that's not the type of realism that I wanted.
Right?
When I said I wanted a realistic basketball game.
That's definitely not what I wanted. Not at all. It's one thing to have corporate sponsorship and see a billboard, a placard in the crowd that's Snickers or whatever company wants to pay for that product placement, or even like they do in IRL, where I forget some of the mid 2000s. T-Mobile had been sponsoring the halftime report, so they said the T-Mobile halftime report or the Verizon halftime report. Fine, cool. You're saying it, but don't give me a commercial on top of it. That's going too far.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's just too much. And then on top of that, you're charging $70 now.
Right.
So yeah, needless to say, I won't have 2K21, and I'll continue my trend of not buying sports games.
Right. Speaking of buying games, though, recently Sega creative producer Yosuke Okinari suggested in an interview that the company's next microconsole could be a Dreamcast Mini. Should it happen, give me 5 games that are a must-have for your Dreamcast Mini.
I'm going to go with Power Stone.
Knew that was going to be your first.
Yeah, that's my game, man. Love that game. I played that game so much. I had my list and I forgot it now. I want to say Shenmue, but I feel like we already have it. So it's like, it'll be a waste to other than the nostalgia of the old Dreamcast controller and stuff, but it's kind of a waste to put that one on the list. But it was such a good Dreamcast game.
It is an essential Dreamcast game.
Same thing with a lot of these games have already been remade. Like Crazy Taxi was another one of my favorites, but again, that's already came out on other platforms. What else?
Well, I'm going to give you some you keep thinking. Okay. I'm going to agree with you on Power Stone.
Of course.
I'm going to give you Ready to Rumble Boxing.
Ready to Rumble. Oh, yeah.
Ready to Rumble.
I don't know why I was thinking that was on PS2.
It was, but initially it was on Dreamcast.
It started on Dreamcast, yeah.
I'm going to then give you Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Fair.
And then I'm going to say NBA 2K1 as number 4. And now I understand your point with Shenmue, and my Shenmue fandom definitely wants to put it on there. As in the same point with Crazy Taxi, I see that Crazy Taxi definitely if there's going to be a total of 30 or 40 games on there, those 2 games should be in there. They are quintessential Dreamcast. But like you mentioned, because they're so popular, they ended up on other systems.
Right.
So if I was going to give a fifth that would be kind of obscure now, I'm going to say Phantasy Star Online.
Okay. That was a good one. I'll take that one.
And that was a huge Dreamcast pull. Like, you were playing that online. Very few online games, especially during that time frame. And I think those servers were up until like 2012 or something like that. Like, the game went on for a long time.
Yeah, it did. That went on for a good long time. So I will go with okay, so I said Power Stone. I'll take Phantasy Star Online too. I'll take again, I don't want to give up if I only got 5, I don't want to give up Crazy Taxi and Shenmue because that's already, I can get that on PlayStation. So I'm gonna go with Dynamite Cop and I mean, is that 3?
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Adventure. Do I want Sonic Adventure? Did Sonic Adventure come out on anything else? No, it didn't, right?
I don't think so. I think Sonic Adventure.
I'll take Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure.
And because I love racing games and a lot of people didn't play it. It wasn't on a lot of people's radar, but probably Tokyo Extreme Racer.
Okay.
Because that game was better than Need for Speed. That game was amazing. Yeah. Because I feel like everything else, like, that was the thing. Like, a lot of the Dreamcast games got ported over.
Yes, they did. That's very true. A lot did get ported over. But some of those, like, but some of the ones we suggested, they're still kind of restrictive to Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to, like, I was trying to think of the ones that, you could only get on Dreamcast.
Right. Or if you got it elsewhere, like it was like a sequel, like, because Shenmue 1 until the PS4 release, it was exclusively a Dreamcast game. Like, you couldn't get it elsewhere. And then you had Shenmue 2 that came out on the Xbox, but if you wanted to play Shenmue 1, you had to have a Dreamcast.
Right.
You had your Ready to Rumble Boxing got ported over. You had, you had Jet Set Radio Future, which was like Jet Set Radio, but a little different that was on your Xbox. So you had, some of those were, updated ports. But then you had your ones like Phantasy Star, which, I'm looking here, the official service went offline in 2010, but it's still being played on private servers to this day, almost 20 years later.
Wow.
It'll be 20 years in December, like, and that got ported a bit to GameCube and Xbox as episode 1 and 2, but it took a while for that to happen. A couple years after the Dreamcast died in 2000. So yeah, I mean those are in Crazy Taxi. Even though in Crazy Taxi, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if someone said Crazy Taxi, only because you can't get that same Dreamcast experience as you had because of the licensing with the music, and the music was half the game.
That is true.
And not having the same music. Everyone I know that's played original Crazy Taxi and then played it on some port was like, it's just not the same without, all those Offspring songs in the soundtrack, And honestly, I didn't even know who Offspring was until I played the game. And I can't play it without those songs. Like, it's not, and those songs were not just good music, but they fit that theme. The high energy, crazy, bouncing over things like that music. You turn on Crazy Taxi. Hey, here we go, And then you hear, and generally the first song, I forget the name of the song, but you just hear the lead singer go, yeah, 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 yeah. And it just kicks off the adrenaline, It's like, you can't not play Crazy Taxi and not have that music. To me, that's one of the best OSTs just because that was such a high energy soundtrack for such a high energy game.
Yeah, it was. It was perfect for that game. I feel the same way about Ready to Rumble too. Like Ready to Rumble had just like a unique experience on Dreamcast that you can't really get anywhere else. And yeah,
I agree.
But I that was one of my favorite games too.
Well, we saw little Afro Thunder on the cover. We were like,
yes. With was it Chris Tucker the voice?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Or Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock, wasn't it? Chris Rock.
Oh man.
I think I feel like Chris Rock was the voice for Afro Thunder.
That's a good question. I don't even remember him saying it. I mean,
or maybe that's just the Mandela effect in my head.
It might be because I remember Michael Buffer in his voice. Like that's the only voice I remember. Like, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I think you're Mandela affecting yourself there. I don't. The only voices I remember being accurate were, and not even Michael Jackson in Ready to Rumble too. Like, I mean, they had the he's and everything, but
yeah, that one I definitely remember wasn't the.
It wasn't Mike's voice.
Yeah.
I don't think they had any celebrities outside of Buffer. Yeah, I think Buffer was the only legit voice. I might be
probably
wrong,
right.
but
no, I think you're probably right. I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like I remember that though. I don't know.
No, I just Googled it. I just Googled it on IMDb. It's got Michael Buffer and a bunch of people I've never heard of. Bobby Brewster,
maybe
Sam
somebody
Callis.
that sound like him.
Yeah, he might have sounded like him, but yeah, it definitely wasn't Chris Tucker. And especially 1999, coming off of Rush Hour 1 and 2, ain't no way Chris Tucker's doing that game unless he's getting a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think it may have been coming off Rush Hour 1, but he was making $20 million a movie for that. So for him to be voicing a video game, major money would have had to been thrown his way.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely no. But probably did try to sound like him.
Yeah.
Let me see. Fred That's an Italian name. Taccicore. Italian people correct me on how to pronounce that. Tata, Sciore. Taccicore, I'm guessing, is his name. Fred.
Man, he sounds just like, I just looked at the video on YouTube. He sounds a lot like Chris Rock. Even if it's not him. He sounds a lot like him.
Oh,
that's probably why I remember
this
that.
This is probably the most press that Fred's gotten in a long time. So you're welcome, Fred.
You're welcome. But yeah, I just looked it up on YouTube just to see. And he sounds a lot like him.
I'll have to pull it up.
Yeah, he sounds a lot like Chris Rock.
All right. Well, keeping on video games here.
But moving on.
Got a copper drop for you. Puma has released a new shoe, the Super Mario 64s. There is a video, and we will probably throw the link in the description for any of you who want to take a look at it. But there's a video of Kyle Kuzma, of all of the Puma athletes, rocking these and just doing some dribbling drills around the sound stage. What do you think of these Puma Super Mario 64s?
I'd say drop.
I'm glad you said that because I'm also going to say drop, and I can't, like, generally, you know me, like, I'm on Mario, everything. These are some basic, like, there's nothing about these shoes that scream Mario 64. You put Super Mario on it, but you don't have that Super Mario showing. There's nothing about these shoes that say it's Super Mario 64, except for the type, the font. You could throw the Super Mario Brothers 3 on there because you've just got red and blue, which is Mario colors. Like, you could throw any Super Mario logo on there and call it that. Like, there's nothing about these that's distinctive to Super Mario 64, except for whatever marketing guy said, "Hey, let's go for the people who were kids when Super Mario 64 was a thing, and we'll say these shoes are them, and we'll throw Kuzma dribbling in a video with some Super Mario 64 gameplay."
Right.
Like, this is and they look like kids' shoes. Like, am I alone in that?
No, they look like the ones you get like
Walmart kids video game shoes.
That's what I was trying to think. I'm like, was it Walmart or where we used to go? Like, old school
they look Payless. Like, you went to Payless.
Payless.
Yeah. Like, these are some Payless shoes.
Yeah.
These ain't it, Puma.
I'm not feeling them. And then I was looking. The heel looks ridiculous.
Yes, and they look like lows. Like, they're not lows, but they're like between lows and mids.
Yeah, they're really
There's
weird
no
looking.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I never noticed this until now. So the ad says they look like kid shoes because they are kid shoes. But okay, here's a tip, Puma. If you're gonna promote kid shoes and they're gonna be kid shoes only, you probably don't want to waste your professional athletes on that. Because
and why did they show them in adult sizes?
Yeah, you show an adult wearing
adult
kids'
sizes.
shoes. Are you telling us that Kyle Kuzma has teeny feet, or what?
Right.
Because generally, when you have an adult wearing adult shoes, adults say, "Hey, this is in my size. This is something I can purchase for me." Not, "Hey, kid, do you know who Kyle Kuzma is?" No, because the NBA.
Because you probably don't.
You probably don't, because the NBA is not pushing him. So, hey, here's this athlete you don't know. Wearing adult size shoes, doing some dribbling drills and ending with a dunk, and these are supposed to be Super Mario shoes. Do you want these? Kid says no. And understandably. Like, even the blue is wrong. Like, it's not the right Mario blue anyway. It's not dark enough of a blue. So it's like, I don't, these are terrible. And the whole presentation, like, come on, like, you could have had Kuz at least wearing some, like, a Mario related shirt or something, or even have the Puma and the Super Mario symbol on the t-shirt. They did a better job showing the Puma socks than the actual shoe. Yeah, this is a fail.
I'm passing.
Fail. Yep.
Drop.
All right. Next copper drop. Adidas, who apparently is on a Star Wars kick, this month, in celebration of the 40th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, the best Star Wars movie ever, they are paying homage this time. Last time we talked about Adidas and Star Wars, it was the Boba Fett shoes, which, that pouch is terrible. However, we've got the rivalry high Chewbacca's with fur. They're furry sneakers. These are like the Adidas Chewy booties. They look like, Adidas Uggs. They're like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Drop.
Like,
even though, they look like they'd be cool to, like, put up on a shelf or something, but I wouldn't wear them.
I can't see anybody wearing these, and obviously no one's going to ball in these.
Yeah, but they at least look like kid shoes.
And yes, these
they look like they're marketed towards kids.
These also look like kid
cool.
shoes. And here's something Adidas said. Adidas says it was only right to give the 7'5" Chewbacca a style that truly represented his large figure, with the rivalry high being one of the tallest basketball shoes in lifestyle sneakers. Like, I just, there are strands of hair. Like, it looks like somebody's shoe got sucked up into the vacuum cleaner and just, dog hair and cat hair got stuck to it and you couldn't get it off. Like, the only thing I think is dope about this is this bandolier that goes across the front of the shoe. That's the only thing I think that's cool about these. These got to make your feet sweat than a mug. They're $155 on top of it. $155 for a plastic bandolier to make your feet sweat and get hair all over them. Nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, gotta pass on those. But like I said, they look cool on the shelf probably. But other than that, I'm good. Yeah.
And I love that Input Mag says that because of the collector's poster in the box, that means if you don't want to wear them, no one can judge you from keeping them in the box and just display as a collectible.
Exactly.
Because these are, the only thing I've seen worse than these, honestly, have been those, Kanye, prototype things that he's been tweeting out that are just terrible. Like this was a bad idea. I just don't understand how this got out of someone's brainchild. Like, okay, you came up with the idea. Okay, it's a bad idea. I don't understand how it went to production. That's a rack in my brain.
Yeah, probably because they're just thinking that people are gonna buy them and put them on a shelf.
But how many? Like I talked to a lot of we're both Star Wars fans. We both talk to a lot of Star Wars fans. How many Star Wars fans or sneakerheads are gonna actually buy these though?
That's a good point. I don't know.
Not that many.
But there's a market. There's a market for.
There is a market for everything. Okay, if you told me they made 200 of these, and they were signed by the man who played Chewie, okay, now I see a market. Now I see where people will pay money for these things. People will probably show up to your New York store and your LA store if you sell them 100 where, 100 there on each coast, and you've got your sneakerheads who are Star Wars fans who will line up, camp overnight to get these signed Chewie sneakers. You put some exclusivity to it, I can get why you do it. But if you're just making a regular sneaker run that looks that ugly and you think people are going to buy them and actually, potentially wear them or just keep them on a shelf without some extra draw to have such ugly shoes.
But then, as far as I can tell, I didn't see anything in there. They also look like they're marketing the kids. So, kids love some ugly sneakers.
Kids do love some ugly sneakers, but most kids don't want their feet to be all sweaty and hairy either. Like,
yeah, but you got that kid that grew up. His dad was a Star Wars nerd, and whatever. And I could definitely see kids flocking, young boys especially, like wanting these.
But kids' shoes are cheaper.
Elementary
though.
School kids, like probably not past like 3rd or 4th grade, but I can see that age group.
Would you drop $155 for a pair of sneakers for your kid?
Absolutely.
That's my point. Okay. That's my thing. If we're talking those other Star Wars sneakers we were talking about, $30, $45, okay.
Yeah.
These are $155.
Which makes me think these are
adults.
Marketed towards adults.
Exactly. And again, without that signature on there, without some exclusivity, I don't see why. I just don't see it. All right, moving on to our main event of the evening. That's right, y'all. We've got another segment of the Reboot Police. We've got 2 cars we've pulled over. We're going to knock on their windows and see what's up. So the first car we've pulled over is Netflix owned. Got Netflix on the plates. And driving this car are some interesting figures. One of these people, we're going to say he's in the driver's seat. That's Norman Lear. If you hear that name and like, I know that name. Well, Norman Lear is the person who created the television show Good Times. Also in this car is Steph Curry. He's in the back seat, chilling. And then in the passenger side is Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy fame. Norman Lear, Steph Curry, and Seth MacFarlane are driving the car of the Good Times animated reboot, ordered by Netflix.
I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, first of all,
like
Esther Roll was gone. So,
right.
How old is JJ Walker?
They're not going to use the same. I'm assuming they're not using the same actors.
Oh, well, you can't. I mean, when Esther Roll died, I don't think she made it to 2000.
Right.
And granted, she was old in Good Times. she was born in 1920. Okay, the woman died in 98. JJ Walker. I'm sure he can use a paycheck. I haven't seen him in anything in a long time. John Amos, are they going to bring him back? And he's getting up there in age. Who's going to voice them? And Good Times was a product of its time. Was a product of the 70s. Like, can you really do Good Times the way people remember Good Times?
That's a good
point,
because
half the time, today, half the time there's going to be considered bullying because, every time Bookman shows up, they're calling him Buffalo Butt and, they're doing the dozens with everybody. You definitely can't show the corporal punishment because James was out there whooping them kids. It's not going to be. It would not be Good Times. It would be something else with the Good Times name and probably the Good Times characters. But it would not be. It wouldn't be Good Times.
Well, maybe. I don't know because with Seth MacFarlane, he's been able to get away with a lot of edgy animated content, Family Guy and stuff like that. Stuff that normally cancel culture would come after you for. So, I don't know. He might be able to pull it off. It's not going to be, just for the simple fact that it's not the same actors, it's animated, it's definitely not going to be, it's not going to be the same. We know that. But, I don't know. It looks like they're looking to make it more modern too. So,
are we going to get JJ Walker's kids? We're going to get Junior's kids? Junior is the patriarch?
I don't know how they're going to figure it out, but I don't know. I feel like it could possibly work, but yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence at this one. I'm gonna give him a moving violation. No points.
No points. Okay, cool. Carl Jones, who is a creator, he's also in the car. I shouldn't mention him because he's serving as creator, showrunner, and exec producer. And Carl Jones, for those who don't know, is also one of the creative minds behind Boondocks and Black Dynamite. He says, it's a dream come true to be working with the legendary talents of Norman Lear, Seth MacFarlane, and Stephen Curry. We are excited to carry on the original legacy of Good Times, but now animated and a little edgier. Let's just say the struggle has gotten strugglier.
Right.
So, moving violation is what Sergeant UNIQDNA is giving him. I'm giving him a warning.
A little lighter on the sentence, huh?
No. This is you said no points. This is yes. I mean, this is a strong warning, meaning like, you know, if you go a half mile over the speed limit, like I'm taking your license, like this is too close to blasphemy, for me. Like, I'm just like, oh no, I'm just not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I mean,
like if this was something like, it's not like it was an edgy show to begin with. Like if you took an edgy show and made it animated because of lack of, let's say you took Alf. Alf was an edgy show. And obviously because some of the actors have died, you can't use them again. And maybe you want to move it forward 30 years. Okay, you can animate that. You can find a new cast, you know, based off the original characters or whatever. And you can continue that and still kind of keep, obviously, the edginess that was already there and just apply that to modern times. That works a bit more. But you're taking a show that was a family show, and now you're going to make it edgier, and you're going to make them more broke than they already are living in the South Side of Chicago. Like, yeah, I just don't see it.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm intrigued though, just because of the people behind it and their body of work collectively. Well, Steph Curry, not so much, but.
Yeah, and where does Steph Curry's, you know, reputation? I mean, I know it's his production company, but where does him? I'm trying to see where he fits. I don't know how he fits.
I think he just put the money behind it.
Yeah, putting money up, because I can't see with his demeanor, his image. You know, he's got a squeaky clean image. All right. Yes. So last one, we have there's now a look at an inside trailer peek, if you haven't seen this, for the Animaniacs reboot. Have you had the chance to see this video?
I did.
And it will be on Hulu, folks.
Yeah, I mean, Animaniacs was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. I think it was a lot of our favorite show. It was like the edgier version of.
Oh, it was super edgy. Oh my goodness.
Of like the Warner Brothers shows. And it's like all the original voices.
Yeah, all the voice actors are back.
Which is cool.
Pinky the Brain will also be back as a segment. Like it's a complete reboot. You've got all the voices there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. This is actually one that I'm excited for. Like I said, I liked it. The only thing I'm afraid of is that we're gonna get a like we did with Rocko's Modern Life, and I'm
like, I can't have my kids watch this.
Well, not even that, but like it
fell flat.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Like Rocko's Modern Life didn't work out at all, and I was so disappointed because I was excited for it to come back, and it didn't come back. You know, and it's like everything else. Like times have changed so much, and they gotta walk these political fine lines. You know, like even with Rocko's Modern Life, there was the whole narrative was about, you know, the Fatheads creator,
right?
Discovering that he wanted to be a she, and all of that, and it was just like, this has nothing to do with Rocko's Modern Life. This is not Rocko's Modern Life. Rocko's Modern Life was not about all that political, you know, and jargon,
and when they did
satire,
and they did some of it, but what they did it very they did it with subtlety.
Right. It wasn't so in your face.
It wasn't a plain topic. They hid the topic under, you know, other situations, and that were funny. Like they didn't flat out come out and say that, that Yeah, they weren't obvious with it. So, and that's why when you watch Rocko's Modern Life as a kid, you're like, oh, is this funny? Look at that, is it silly? And then you watch it as an adult and be like, oh my goodness, that went right over my head as a kid, because they were subtle with it. But now it's just that fell flat. That is definitely a valid concern. I don't think it will be as much because with so many of the originals being in it, I think they're going to really want to make sure it keeps around the same level of quality. Yeah. And honestly, Paulson doing this stuff on Nerdist, I think really is kind of helped what brought this back, because people,
because it never really died.
Yeah, because he would, him and the other voice actors doing all those reads of different media, which are absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen those on YouTube, those clips are fantastic. I think that definitely kept a lot of this alive, and it should be good. I'm actually pretty excited to watch it. Just again, like you said, hope it doesn't fall flat.
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, we are coming to a close here on this episode of the original Jeek podcast that we made to bless your earballs. I am your host, ROCKINMRMAGIC, and he is
UNIQDNA.
And we want to thank you for listening. But we couldn't do this alone, not without you. So please rate and review the show on your podcasting app of choice. And if you can't find us, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, or even Twitch. You can message us directly or email us at jeeknation@gmail.com. But again, we're on Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, and more. And until next time, peace.
Ready to make an entrance, so backward. Cut. Come on, cut for me.
Oh yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, speed up.
This is DJ What, and you're listening to the original Jeek podcast.